take another step back into hell to grab some of you and pull your ashes into heaven, your technology doesn't work nearly as good as you fucking think it does. Not at all. Oh, you're just a fucked up egomaniac. You know, I don't want these people, egomaniacs, they're anal retentive in their ego, you know, their best asset is their ego. So they always shove their head up their ass. You come pull it out, they shove it right back in. You're like, son of a bitch. I like my head up my ass. Really? How you expect to raise children with your head up your ass and then shoving their head up their ass too? You can't do that. You can't walk around through life with your head up your ass. Okay. But egomaniacs, that's the only way to go through life because it's all about you. You're full of shit, doesn't matter. Come, shove your head up my ass, you know. Their ass is always better than your ass, you know. No, shove it up my ass, not yours. Your ass is not as good as mine. Yeah. If people had listened, okay, to Jesus Christ and the Roman Empire, the Lord's Prayer would have spread like wildfire. Boop-a-doop-a-doo, boop-a-doop-a-doo, boop-a-doop-a-doo. And watching the History Channel, Mary, Queen of Scots, and Elizabeth. Spanish Armada. Christopher Columbus. Woo! Right. Eventually, you know, things would have happened where one group would have, you know, crossed the other, but 100th monkey syndrome, you know. Once you start washing off that potato, you have all these people in Africa and all these people in what they call Europe and Asia Minor and the steppe, you know, so all live in the Lord's Prayer. Okay. Then all of a sudden, India, China, jump the pond, Aussies, brown Aussies, no white Aussies, no penal colony. We didn't get there. We're living the Lord's Prayer. New Zealand, woo-hoo. Polynesian Islands, woo-hoo. So, you know, once something is beautiful, it overcomes the world. People get, you know, people realize, I don't have to accept this, you know. So there's no cult in Idaho where a man has sex with his wife and his oldest daughters. The oldest boy gets upset, I want to be the one having sex with him, Dad. You share. Right? So he kills the oldest son. The mom wants to kill the dad because he sleeps with a, you know, guns nearby. But if she kills him, the kids all end up with his family, especially with the courts. Shot her husband. Okay, well, the kids go to the father's family, especially in bumfuck Idaho, right? So what choice does she have except for to do like the lady during the Dust Bowl on Centennial and just kill them all, right? She didn't have any other choice, right? It's a prison, and the only way off is death, right? So would we be living these kind of conditions today if y'all accepted the Lord's Prayer in 2009, 2013? Fifth, the sixth, the seventh time, it won't last, but it's all right? So, you know, Bill Gates will sit there, we cut down infant mortality because we vaccinated more people, we sterilized more people, and more people are making money in the sex industry, and if you have kids, that gets in the way of your making money in the sex industry than ever before, because more people are globally connected, and it's empowering women. They don't have to leave the house, they can take care of their kids in a bedroom, getting dildos and having the guys, you know, get the boyfriend experiments. Say my name, he video records it, gets to, you know, masturbate over to it until he wants a new one, right? Or there are people like friendfinder.com. Your husband is in the military, he cheats on you, you want to find somebody else who cheats on their spouse, and so on and so forth, depending on your degree of, do I want socially transmitted diseases? What do I want, you know? And lots of guys make these apps and develop these apps, and they make lots of money off it. And then you get some guys, you know, yeah, you don't talk that way in front of women and children. And then they want to be a video game developer that gives you Megan 20 and creeped out shit because they want to be able to make their money off, you know, he's oh so good and he's oh so fine. He's oh so healthy and his body is, when he does a girl next to because he's dying to get an actor. He likes his fags the best, right? So you got to understand how these people act. You're not living the Lord's Prayer. Then you're all actors. You're acting like you're a good citizen, but how can you be civilized and be a good citizen if you're not living the Lord's Prayer, right? You have one civilized man, and everybody else is acting like they're the civilized person, and the civilized man doesn't exist. All right, we could run you over the parking lot of Best Buy if he doesn't exist. This is Las Cruces, New Mexico, home of the military hero and the best military surveillance and control networks in the entire world. We control the skies. We control the space. We are Rod Sterling. This is the Twilight Zone and the Outer Limits. We can do whatever the fuck we want. We are Gene Roddenberry's universe, right? It's only logical, Captain, right? So we got to take Sheldon to the future because his brain can save us from Parsons' religion, right? Get these people, right? And you're like, you guys really want to go here? You really think it's going to work the way Jeffrey Hinton's technology is going to fix everything? You sure about that? If they were right, I'd agree, but it's them they know. I'm just going to lay the king down. Because, guys, I am not afraid of being murdered by these assholes. Now, every time I survive getting poisoned, I have no choice except to look for some kind of natural solution to try to clean the poisons out of my body and flush it out into the water, better out than in. The Chinese on their network did say, they were having really good things neutralizing nuclear waste and other things and stuff not affecting humans using salt and salt water. And so that has really helped me. Okay. In my American torture, from that, but they put it through when we didn't have any TV with the Oprah thing. I stopped watching Oprah and started watching the Chinese, and I got a lot more help from the Chinese than I did from Oprah and Masterclass. Chinese told me about Sun Yat-sen, said that their past government murdered Sun Yat-sen, and Sun Yat-sen was the one that saved China from Western development and abuse and mass murder through industrialization, and not Chiang Kai-shek. Chiang Kai-shek wanted to be like the Japanese, and Mao Zedong took Stalin's ways, but in a more feminine, manipulative manner. He's such a bitch. Stalin's a bigger bitch than Mao Zedong. Yeah. I can kill anybody I want. I can skull fuck anybody I want. I can get any fucking murdering skull fucker to kill anybody I want. Okay, Mao Zedong, I don't want to be that disgusting. I want people to think I'm a decent person. But I'm going to do all the manipulative shit that Joseph Stalin does. So people will want more people like me to rule China than Joseph Stalin, right? And anybody in their right mind wants to kill off Joseph Stalin. And if you have communism, you want somebody to act more like Gorbachev and Mao Zedong, then you want them to act like the skullfucker Nikita Khrushchev and Brezhnev and Stalin. But Russians, we need a strong man that can skullfuck anybody that tries to skullfuck us. Cossacks. Well, China, they're not Mongolians. They're Chinese. They're more civilized than Mongolians. That's what the wall's all about. Okay, do you understand? Jolene, gonna really miss that traveling man. She ain't gonna miss her mother. I'll tell you that. She ain't gonna miss her mother. My mom missed her mother immensely. Mildred, knew what it was like to be persecuted and abused. Her name was Kramer. She had to flee her beloved Germany from people trying to kill her because her name was Kramer. So my grandmother, she was a much more empathetic and respectful woman than a lot of people, and she had a pride in her German heritage because they accepted her family from the Inquisition in Spain and saved her family from genocide. And the beautiful blue Danube was the river that took care of her family ever since the getting away from the Inquisition. So you can understand why my grandma Kramer had such a strong affection for Deutschland and the beautiful blue Danube. And the Germans, and that her favorite was Strauss. Oh, Miss Kramer there. Adolf Hitler was probably a second-hand cousin or whatever, because Herschel was more like a cousin. And Emperor Waltz was Adolf's favorite. My grandmother's favorite was the beautiful blue Danube. She didn't give a shit left or right about the emperor, but the river that took care of the family, was the most beautiful river in the world. That's why I like the Emperor Walls, but I love the Blue Danube, just like my mother. Okay, but you can hear it, you can feel it. You know, it's like, oh, Missouri, she's a mighty river. When she goes back, her topsail shivers. They call it the beautiful Blue Danube when it comes down and here comes the water and it fills up in the valley in the spring. And you know you're gonna get plenty of food. You know, it's gonna feed all the. You're gonna get grain and the stuff, and you're gonna be able to. You know, the cows are gonna have plenty of milk, and there's gonna be butter, and there's gonna be schnitzel and noodles, and then they're gonna get eggs and milk and bake lots of. You know, apple strudel and and schnitzel and noodle and all the dumbasses are gonna drink plenty of beer, right? And it's not, you don't get as much grape vineyards and stuff like the Italians and all that. So you don't get a lot of wine. They drink beer because hops are easier to cultivate in colder climates than wine. So we're men. We live in the harsh country where we drink beer. We have hair on our chest, right? And so you just got to understand, you know, the beauty of your country and the stupidity of your country. Okay, like Los Estados Unidos. Okay. Oh, Purple Mountain's majesty, where we make porn stars on people with the internet more than ever before, so women feel powerful, manipulating men away from their money by manipulating them with their penis, with the vagina they'll never get to touch. But she says his name 25 times while he masturbates. That's why she fucks a dildo online. It'll only cost you $35.95. It's a boyfriend experience. It's like, God, that's horrible. So you'd rather do that than stand up for a lawyer's prayer. No wonder that little asshole that always disrespects me at Walmart probably wants to be a video game developer and do Max Payne and Assassin's Creed rather than stand up for a lawyer's prayer. It's like, you're going to do this and stuff. And then you go diss me and tell me, hey, don't be talking that way around from people around here. We protect people's civil rights and liberties. You talk about things that are inappropriate. Living the Lord's Prayer is better than being a porn star for Microsoft and Apple. How you like them apples? Banana nut. Okay? Your technology doesn't work as well as me. It's never going to work as well as me. But it is going to help me protect children from people like you. Well, I don't want to know everything. I believe in privacy. I believe in giving people the Lord's Prayer. And then, Allah decides, let's go eat. All right, guys, I love you very much. Hey, that writer, he's the best, isn't he? Me and Lord Saladin. Divine glory. Beautiful. Okay.